What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tony's Picks Look Ahead show here with yours truly, Vegas Al, ready to break down January 15th action here, some Thursday action here, going right through this month of January here, already starting to move along kind of fast. We're waiting on a few plays tonight to close out. Wizards Clippers game comes to mind. Kings are up huge right now. We're on that plus 11. Sprinkled a little bit of the money line. So that's good. It'd be three straight huge money line hits. We got on the party a little late, but we'll take it if this can finalize. What else? Golden Knights are up 1-0. We'll see if that can hold on. It'd be like either a 6-3, 5-4, 4-5 type night, which is, I'll take it because 1-6 yesterday. That's been how it is. Every time I've been opening up, I've been getting ripped. I'm saying that, but not really true. I've had some hot days as well. Still, I think on the 7-day leaderboard a little bit. Is what it is. We're trying to get back on that yearly profit. You guys already know. Start this 2026 off in the green. That's always going to be the goal. But yeah, we're going to get into some NBA. We're going to get into some college hoops and all of the hockey slate. Love the hockey slate tomorrow. I had to contain myself and just put 3 plays up. I could put 5 or 6 up easily tomorrow in hockey. And it's kind of been a little bit what's rolling. I don't want to jinx it, but that's been what's hot right now, as well as the NBA. Yes, I know we went over yesterday in the NBA, but, Kings are going to get us a little get back here. Hopefully the Wizards of all teams can get us some get back. I see they rallied back here to get at least within this number a little bit. We'll see if Clippers are interested in closing this one out. And then obviously I've already talked about it. Those Vegas Golden Knights there. We'll see if they can hang on. But without further ado, let's get into it here. We got NBA action. We got some Berlin, Germany NBA action. This one's going to take place 11 a.m. here, Vegas time. Seeing 5.5 here as the number. Not interested in the total. 1 second. Get all my information I have. 1 second. All right, so we'll start here. Yes, game in Berlin. When you look at the Grizzlies, they're currently on a 2-6 ATS run, so not covering spreads. And then you look at how they've played against the Orlando Magic in their last 10 matchups, 3-7 to the number. Injury report is a mess for the Grizzlies. No John Morant, no Ty Jerome, no Zach Edey, no Brandon Clark, a few others listed possibly as game times. Just really Jalen Suggs and Castleton here will be out for the Magic. I feel like they could easily roll along without those two. Obviously, the Wagner brothers both are now healthy, activated, and playing together in their home country here. I expect them to put on a show along with the rest of the supporting cast. Obviously, plenty of pieces still on this Magic squad. I was expecting to lay near double digits, 8.5, 9.5 maybe, and we're getting a 5.5. I know it's laying points, but at the end of the day, I'm all over the Magic here in this one, minus the 5.5. All right, on to the next game. And, we were talking handicapping this earlier throughout the day because I like to get ahead of the action. All my bets are almost always in overnight. This one, I was looking like Suns all the way. I was hoping to get Suns minus 1.5. Of course, we're getting plus 6.5. I see that. I go, somebody has to be out. Devin Booker, game time decision. Huge red flag. Royce O'Neal, obviously, this guy Hayes Davis as well at game time. And then Green and Boye are going to be out still for the Suns. Pistons, I was expecting Cade Cunningham to not be playing as well. Later on throughout the day, he got listed as playing or probable. So I don't even see him on the injury report here for the Pistons. It's really just Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran, Wendell Moore, and Tobias Harris is still going to be out. But the Pistons have been showing up all year long, next man up, when it comes to what Holland has come in and stepped up big time. There's always a no-name type guy that's stepped up here for Detroit. Not necessarily rushing to the window anymore to back those Suns. I would like Devin Booker to get in, and we'll probably have +4, +3 maybe. I don't know. Maybe even just stays at the +6. But I'm waiting on Devin Booker to be confirmed. This one will probably be a freemium late steam play with the Phoenix Suns here in this one. We got Thunder and Rockets. Obviously, those Thunder got it done the other night. We said lay it with the Thunder there versus the Spurs in what was a triple revenge spot and a nasty, ugly public dog there with those San Antonio Spurs. Few of you guys took the bait. Nasty. I get it. You could keep rolling over your money, no problem. But at some point, you got to realize they're not just going to keep handing you this fat money line and +8, +9 price there with the Spurs. I thought the play of that game was to either lay it or leave it alone, and Thunder got it done. I think that's the type of win that gets them right here. Rockets, obviously another big-time rival of the Thunder here. Playing in Houston, obviously first meeting of the year, went right down to the wire, a 125-124 win for those Thunder. Laying only 3.5 as opposed to, those giant numbers, though. When you look at the injury report, Dort's going to be a game time. Topic and Hartenstein will be out. For the Rockets, it's going to be Finney-Smith and Eason will be out. Tough game here to call. I expect more out of Chet Holmgren. Try to get Alperen and Sengun in foul trouble here. They're going to need it. I don't know, only 4 shots out of Holmgren there versus the Spurs last time out. Just need more offensive production out of him if I really want to support the Thunder tomorrow. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, still plenty of supporting casts. The Jalen Williams duo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander obviously doing his thing. Caruso can come off the bench, 13 to 15 points. I'm leaning towards the Thunder here and laying it. And like I said, that Spurs win is a little get-right momentum spot here for the Thunder. They keep it rolling here versus their rival. All right, we'll lay it with the Thunder in this one. We got Celtics and Heat. I'm seeing here spread at -2.5. Again, I'll be giving you guys spreads. I don't like any of these totals. I got burned on totals the other night when I went over in the NBA. Doesn't mean I'm completely done with them, but I don't like the totals in today's slate or for Thursday slate. What can I tell you guys? Celtics here -2.5 is what I'm seeing. I mean, yes, Boston's fresh off that embarrassing loss versus Indiana, but Indiana hasn't been playing bad, even though they got killed tonight. But yeah, wasn't that surprising, even though I was on the Celtics there versus the Pacers. When you still look at how Boston's been playing versus Miami, 8 straight wins in Miami. They dominate South Beach. The last time these two teams played, it was a 129-116 victory in the Boston Garden. That was, 12-19-25, just about a month ago. Boston got that win there versus the Heat. You look Boston 10-3 ATS-wise, last 13 road games. When you look at the injury report, really just Josh Minot here will be out for the Celtics. And then when you look at Miami, a host of players will be game times. I'm going to go ahead and say they play. Let's say the Heat are at full strength. I still like the Celtics. But, of course, I'll read you guys the injury report for Miami. Davion Mitchell, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, and Tyler Hero all will be game time decisions. Of course, keep an eye on a Norman Powell. Every now and then he gets added in late, or like yesterday versus the Suns, taken off the injury report late. Very ugly what they did to us there. But anyways, I like the Celtics here to get this one done. Got no problem laying the short number on the road here, which simply what I think is the better team. Like I said, Celtics 8 straight wins in South Beach. That's a big-time stat for me. And, yeah, they really only have to just win this game, win it by a bucket here. I'm seeing -2, -2.5. Looking the Celtics' way here in this one. All right, we got Spurs and Bucks. Right now, screw the Bucks. You guys know I don't believe in do not bet lists, but closest thing to it right now is those Bucks after how they did me the other night versus the T-Wolves. Yes, there were people trying to be contrarian, saying I'll fade the public and get on the T-Wolves. Good for you. I don't know. To me, not a smart bet. Still cash. Doesn't mean it was a good bet. That's the way I put it. But that performance is enough to scare me off wanting to touch the Bucks. I know they're getting a boatload of points. 7.5 I'm seeing here. Injury report as well. Taurean Prince is out. He's been out for a while now. And now I'm seeing Giannis is added to the injury report. He will be a game time decision. He's probably just about done with Milwaukee. Could you imagine him and Luka in LA? There's another couple places I could name. We were just talking about the Heat. You imagine him being on the Heat. That would be just another long forward on that Heat squad. Plenty of I'm a Knicks fan. I would love him to come to the Knicks. I just maybe not enough basketballs to go around, but we can find a way to get Giannis back. I don't know. You guys could tell I'm leaning Spurs, not off just narratives. Look, Bucks are 3-11 ATS wise versus the Spurs in their last 13 matchups, 14 matchups, excuse me, and then Spurs also 1-6 on the road. Bucks also 1-6 ATS wise in San Antonio as well. Last 7 meetings, Bucks also not playing well on a 2-5 against the number run as of late. Got no problem here laying it with the Spurs in this one. All right, we got another one here, Knicks and Warriors. I'm seeing, first off, I was expecting Knicks to actually be a favorite here. I know it's crazy because their ATS road record is atrocious, to say the least. Look how they're playing tonight against the Kings. But if you know us, we were talking about possible letdown spot tonight. Not even letdown, but look-ahead spot for the Knicks tonight. I had a feeling they would not give a crap about playing the Kings tonight and really be focusing on this Golden State game. I don't know. You look at the injury report, really just Landry Shamet I'm seeing so far. Obviously, we have to wait a little on after this game, see if anybody else gets added. Warriors just seeing Seth Curry, not the big-time main guy here. Seth Curry, he'll be out for the Warriors. But to me, yes, I said classic type of road spot here where the Knicks will get up. I know it's on a back-to-back, but like I said, I thought they were looking forward to this one. You look at the last 3 meetings versus these 3 teams, between these 3 teams, the last 3 meetings, the road team has covered the spread. Bottom line, we're getting 3.5 points with the Knicks. I think this one can come down to the last bucket. Expect major big nights here out of Jalen Brunson and Steph Curry. Even a Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. I think I'd argue, a little bit more pieces on the Knicks side. That's why I'm on the Knicks here. Love the plus 3.5, maybe even a little bit of a money line if you want, but I got no problem taking the points with those New York Knicks. All right, we're on to the very next game here. We got Hawks and Trailblazers. I'm seeing Hawks here minus 4.5. When you look Trailblazers injury report-wise, Avija and Grant, game-time decisions. Thibault, Henderson, and Murray will be out for the Blazers. For the Hawks, Risha Sher, Kennard, and Porzingis, I'm thinking out here. I have to make a check on that. But, again, expect them possibly to not play or play game time. You never know. But those guys are on the injury report. Hawks, 8 straight losses in Portland. I found that stat kind of incredible. I just feel like the Hawks, not to say they're due, but they have been playing a little bit of some good basketball. Take that Lakers blowout the other night out of the equation. We got injury report bamboozled in that one. I don't know. To me, all over these Hawks here in this one, just with the injury report news on the Blazers side, it's getting a little hard to back them. Again, we are laying points on the road with a Hawks team. Almost a no-no. Forced to play, it would be Hawks, but this one I'm probably not betting if I'm being honest. Another one here that's a little tricky just because where the number's starting to get up to. I'm seeing Hornets 5.5 point dogs now. I was liking Lakers at the earlier number of -4, -3.5. This thing might start creeping up to the 7-8 range with those Lakers. Again, yes, I get it. Lakers fresh off that blowout, nice win versus the Hawks. They've actually been covering spreads this year. 21-17 are those Lakers to the number this year. You look at how they played against Charlotte in the past, 5-2 to the number last 7 meetings in LA versus Charlotte. Look, 14-4 to the over at home here in their last 18 home games. I mean, you can't really hate on the Hornets, though. They've been 9-3 last 12 games against the number. Also themselves 23-17 this number. Two profitable teams ATS-wise if you've been backing these teams long-term every time out. I don't know. To me, it's ugly, and a lot of respected cappers I know are on those Lakers, and I definitely can see their case. And I like even the Luka Doncic props in this one, whether if it's the points, rebounds, and assists, even a team total for the Lakers, I'm not opposed to. But I also like a little bit of this Hornets, especially if we can get up to 6 or 7 points with the Hornets. I'm not necessarily mad at it. I mean, the injury report's not terrible for them. Just Sexton and Connaughton is really looking here, game time decision. And then when you look at the Lakers, you never know what you're going to get. Right now, I'm just seeing Jackson Hayes as a game time. Obviously, Thiero and Reeves are still out, but it's these Lakers. You never know who's going to pop up last minute on this injury report. Again, forced to play, I'd be on the points with those Hornets. I get it. It's ugly, and I'm going against some of these trends. I just think Knievel, Brandon Miller, Mike Bridges, and all these other guys, LaMelo, obviously, can run up and down with this Lakers team. Love the over in this one as well. Expect plenty of offense. This one might be a prop galore game here, but that's all I love in that one. We got Canadians and Sabres. We're going to skate on over to the ice. Let me get my information here for all of these games. This first one here, I'm expecting Ellis to be in goal. I mean, is Luukkonen gonna go back to back here? If he does, we'll still probably be on those Canadians. Don't get me wrong. Luukkonen is the better option here. Ellis, 3.11 goals allowed in his last 10 starts. The younger option here for the Sabres. Obviously, Sabres have been on a run, playing really good hockey, but I could argue the Canadians are playing some good hockey themselves. And look at this, head-to-head, last 10. Canadians are 8-2 head-to-head versus Buffalo. I'm expecting Montembeault probably for the Canadians. We will see about that. If Dobes goes in, he's been 3 goals allowed his last 10 games, 2.75 goals allowed the last 8 games out of Montembeault. Both teams somewhat trend to the over. Really, Montreal does 28-17-2 to the over. I don't know. To me, I'm leaning more Canadians here instead of trying to touch a total. I just think just the recent history of domination head-to-head. I believe they also won earlier this year. Yes, they did 4-2 earlier this year. That was back in October. Don't get me wrong. But I can make a case. Look, the Canadians are 26-21 win-loss. And then you look at the Sabres, 24-20. Last 10, 8-2. Last 10, 6-4. Give me the Canadians. I get it. You're not getting the most plus money ever, but I'll take a little bit of a dog price here with those Canadians. All right, we got Sharks and Capitals here in this one. And an interesting stat that was actually head-scratching to me was look at the last 20 games in Washington for the Sharks. They're 16-4 traveling across the country going to Washington. 16 wins, 4 losses last 20 occasions. Obviously, this thing dates back many years back. I don't know. That's just an interesting number to me. I was not expecting to see something like that. Now you get all this plus money with the Sharks. Obviously, they're just not a team you want to consistently back here. But you look at how they've been playing as far as total-wise, 9-0-1 last 10 games to the over. Obviously, that one push, but 9 out of basically the last 10 have gone over for the Sharks. Both teams trend to the over. Really, Capitals are 22-23-3 over-under. So that's almost break even on both. But the Sharks 25-19 to the over. We're expecting 2 goalies here in Thompson and Askarov who have struggled as of late. Askarov here, 3.625. So basically 3.6 goals allowed last 8 games. Thompson, 3.1 goals allowed last 8 games. We got a total of 6.5, I think, for a reason. The play in this one's over. And just because I'm a maniac and I like that stat with the 16-4 record the Sharks have against Washington in Washington, I'll be sprinkling a little bit on that plus 160 money line with those San Jose Sharks. We got Flyers and Capitals here in this one. Pull up the numbers here on this. 1 second. If I can find it. I lost it. Okay, I found it. Sorry, guys. So right now we got a season series split, 1-1. Penguins won the most recent meeting. That was almost a month and a half ago now, December 1st of this season. Philly won 5-1. Or excuse me, the Penguins won 5-1, but in Philadelphia. Each team has won in the other team's backyard. Pittsburgh's been the better scoring team. All the numbers say so this year. But these two goalies that are expected in net actually really haven't been that bad. Really, Skinner obviously has the bad rap from when he played with the Oilers. But since he's joined the Penguins here, in his 6 starts, 1.83 goals allowed in his last 6 starts since he's joined the Penguins. Vladar here, 2.25 goals allowed in his last 8 for Philadelphia. Total at 5.5, 6. Not mad at the under. Little bit juiced. Penguins are minus 155. You could go in regulation. A little stat I saw there: 27% of these games have gone to overtime. So basically killing these in regulation bets. Still, probably got to go to the in regulation play if you wanted to knock this juice off. Otherwise, you could probably try to 2-team it, Penguins and under, or just take this under here in. I said Flyers and Capitals, didn't I? I just caught the typo, guys. Flyers, Penguins, under the 6. I don't know why I did that. Flyers, Capitals. Bro, I typed Capitals like 3 times. Sharks, Capitals. Flyers, Capitals. Flyers, Penguins. There you go. Flyers, Penguins, under the total in that one. We got Canucks and Blue Jackets here. Let me make sure. No typos. Yes, Blue Jackets. Merzlikins here, expected in goal. Lankinen as well. No, I'm wrong about that. That's what was the last time these two teams played back in November. Those were the 2 goalies. It was a 4-3 Canucks win there. Very rare win for the Canucks. I tried the Canuck dance last time out. We got our head bashed for it. You guys know I'm against the Canuck dance. Are we going to go to it here? It could happen, but look at how Canucks have been playing. 8 straight losses now. 5 straight losses versus the Blue Jackets. You got Jet Greaves expected. He's 2.8 goals allowed last 8 games. Lankinen as well, 2.8 goals allowed last 8 games. When you look 12-6 to the under, last 18 times the Canucks have been priced as an underdog. The most recent occasion, a 2-1 loss to those Senators the other night. Everybody was pounding the over with those 2 goalies that were expected in that one. And, of course, it goes under the total. I would go under the 6.5 here in this one. No Canuck dance out of me anymore. Sorry, you won't see me do it. We got Kraken and Bruins here in this one. Kraken won the first meeting of the year here back just a couple days ago, about a week ago here. Kraken won 7-4. Kraken last 13 games, 9-4. Obviously, they lost tonight to New Jersey in overtime down to the wire. Back-to-back spot here for the Kraken, but not too long of a travel spot here, New Jersey to Boston. This is expected to be a Dackert and Swayman rematch there from a week ago. Dackert and Swayman both 2.6 goals allowed last 8 games. Almost an even matchup, you would say. Then give me the dog. Plus 140 with those Kraken. Again, 9-4 last 13 games. Yes, they were competitive tonight as well. I'm not mad at backing these Kraken here. Plus 140 on the money line. We got Jets and Wild here. Still brutal for the Jets. 3-11 in their last 14. 9 straight losses when on the road here for the Jets. But you look how the Jets have played versus Minnesota. 5 straight wins versus Minnesota in Minnesota here. I don't know. That's a telling stat. Could this be another little get-right spot for the Jets? Possibly. You're getting some plus money with it here, plus 135. Total again at 5.5. When you look, Jets also 7 straight overs. I don't know. Wild also 12-6 at home, though, in their last 18 home games. Very tough place to play. But, again, I just already mentioned Jets have won 5 straight there in Minnesota. So one of the few teams that plays well over there. You look at the Wild have been performing. 8 out of the last 9 games they've played have flat out gone over the total. Hellebuck and Wallstedt is expected. Smells like an under when you see these two in net. And you look at the 4 out of the last 6 meetings have gone under between these two teams. Granted, everything else says over. But when these two teams meet, 4 out of the last 6 have actually gone under the total. We have a season series lead for the Wild here, 2-1. And then, Jets won that first meeting in the beginning of the year. The Wild have won the last 2. Each team has won on each other's home ice. Very, very interesting stat there. To me, let's take some plus money with the Jets here in this one. I can make a case for them at the end of the day. Little get-right spot. I'll stay away from the total. I'm getting conflicting information. Obviously, most teams right now, as of recent, or both teams recently, kind of trending to the over, but the head-to-head says under. So you do what you want with that. I like the Jets and getting some plus money, though, in that one. We got Flames and Blackhawks here. Another great game. Again, so many games that we could put up for sure, and I'll probably be betting. Again, I have 3 up already. I might even add a couple more. But Blackhawks here, I was expecting to be a little bit more juiced than this. Minus 115 seems kind of cheap. You look how Calgary's played as of late, 1-5 in their last 6. Meanwhile, the Blackhawks, since the beginning of the new year, 5-2 really in their last 7. We're cashing as an underdog early out of the gate here in January. Blackhawks won 4-0 in Calgary and also 5-2 earlier this season in Chicago, looking for the season series sweep. Expecting Dustin Wolf in goal here for Calgary. 3.6 goals allowed in his last 10. 5 straight games with 4 goals allowed and also 5 straight losses. So not been very well here for Mr. Wolf. When you look, I'm expecting Spencer Knight, 2.8 goals allowed in his last 10. You like it to get knocked down a smudge, but still a little bit more efficient here than Mr. Dustin Wolf. So, again, I like the Blackhawks. Been playing some pretty solid hockey here in the month of January. Got no problem backing them here, minus the 115 price in this one. All right, we got the one-sided rivalry, I'm going to call it here, Islanders and Oilers. Islanders trying to get this get back. We'll see here. Islanders have lost 6 straight on the road in Edmonton. They just get their heads smacked around. Like I said, one-sided beatdown in. It's pointing in the Oilers' direction. 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, under. 7 out of the last 10 these meetings between these two teams, under. What do we got here expected in net? I'm expecting Sorokin and Tristan Jarry. So, Jarry's second start back here from this injury. 4 goals allowed there versus Nashville, overtime loss. Expect him to be a little bit sharper and get his footing here in this one. And then obviously Sorokin doing Sorokin things, his last 10, 2.4 goals allowed for Sorokin here from the Islanders. I like an under 6. Again, Oilers, I'm seeing minus 180, a little juiced. And then an under type game, anything can happen. It could be a 2-1, 1-0 type game, and it would not surprise me. I'd rather just be on the under in this one. All right, zipping right along. We got Stars and Mammoth. Boy, oh boy. Stars 2-8 in their last 10, and honestly would have been on them the other night when they dropped it. I think it was the Ducks, but we had them versus the Kings. It was a back-to-back spot. I knew to just stay away, even though it seemed really nice. I let it go. Thank God we did. I might have to do the same thing here. Don't get me wrong. All the things point to the Stars as far as head-to-head. 9-1 in their last 10 games versus Utah. 5 straight road wins versus Utah. When you look, Dallas is also 11-1, really last 12 meetings versus Utah. So, again, dominating them, essentially. But what got me cold feet on wanting to back the Stars, you got DeSmith in goal here for the Dallas Stars, which, we were wanting Oettinger. 2.6 goals allowed in his last 8 games. Not awful, but really some ugly ones as of late is what got me kind of cold feet with DeSmith. Vejmelka's been lights out. 2.1 goals allowed last 8 games. Again, 4 out of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under the total. Again, forced to play, I'd be on the Mammoth here. That head-to-head there is eventually going to start going a little bit the other way. Mammoth are a lot better than past years. Again, Stars are just not playing well right now. 2-8, finding ways to lose games. Yeah, I'd be forced to play this one with the Mammoth here, minus 110. Pick 'em price here in this one. All right, final hockey game, and then we'll get into a couple college basketball games, and then we'll be out of here. But we got Maple Leafs and Vegas Golden Knights. Maple Leafs plus 110. No, plus 115 now. Expecting Schmid maybe on this back-to-back. We'll see. Lindbaum is a fade on all fades. Wool is expected here for the Maple Leafs. I almost said Blue Jays. For the Maple Leafs, 2.6 goals allowed in his last 10. Schmid has been solid, 2.4, and obviously it was 1-0 last I checked a Golden Knights tonight. I don't know if he does the back-to-back. I don't. It's very rare, but we'll see. I don't know. Lindbaum's a fade. That's all I got to say. And that's what's getting me on the Maple Leafs. Bottom line, you look Vegas 6-4 in their last 10, 5 straight wins. Hopefully they can make it 6 tonight here. An interesting stat I saw though: winning team has won by the minus 1.5, 7 out of the last 10 meetings. So a lot of blowouts when these two teams play each other. Both teams also trend to the over all year long too. Maple Leafs 26-18 to the over. VGK 22-18 to the over. I like the over. Depends on who we get in goal. If Lindbaum's in goal, it's over and Maple Leafs. Somehow Schmid's in goal. Still like the Maple Leafs because you're catching this cat on a back-to-back, but I suddenly don't like the over as much. I don't know. I'm leaning Maple Leafs regardless. So how about we just do that? Maple Leafs plus the 115 here in this one. All right, we got Robert Morris, IU Indy for some college hoops action. 1 second, let me find out all my numbers here I have for this. Oh, whoa. First off, I'll just say IU Indy's a gimmick team. To joke the type of offense they run. Just leave it at that. The fact that Robert Morris laying 5.5, I'm running to the window to lay it. IU Indy is 1-9 in their last 10 meetings, in their last 10 games. 6 straight losses as well. I don't know. To me, way too many pieces on Robert Morris. Also lengthwise, just the Josh Hill, Chitakudis, and this kid Deshaun Good. 3 versatile guys, 6'9", 6'8", 6'10". IU Indy doesn't have anybody like that on the roster necessarily. And then you got this guy, Albert Vargas, this kid, 5'10" on Robert Morris. He's going to be stealing the ball a lot. IU Indy is just, I don't know. They like to do fast breaks, threes. It's, I don't know what. It's Rucker Park, AAU basketball for IU Indy. The total 161. Obviously, we'll always look over at IU Indy games. But I'll keep it simple. I'd rather just lay the points here with Robert Morris. And I think they just shut down this gimmick offense, and they'll be up by 20 probably at some point in this game. Give me Robert Morris here in this one. We got Citadel and UNC Greensboro. I'll just be short and sweet with this one. Citadel just came off a big-time win there versus West Carolina. I'll call this a classic letdown spot, and also a look-ahead spot because they play, VMI on Saturday, a little rivalry here between these two military schools. You also look, Citadel's 0-7 on the road this year. When they played UNC Greensboro in Greensboro here, 10 straight losses. Citadel's also on a 5-12 ATS run dating back to last year. Could only look UNC Greensboro's way. I get it. You're having to lay almost 10 points here, 9.5. This one may only rise. Give me UNC Greensboro and hurry up and get on it before it gets up to 11-12. But I'm all over UNC Greensboro in this one. We got Youngstown State and Wright State here. I'll be short and sweet. Both teams averaging almost 80 points a game. Last year's meeting, 69-68. So just under this 141.5 total that we have right now. You look, 8 out of the last 10 meetings between these two teams, though, have gone over the total. Like I said, both teams almost averaging 80 points per game here. I think we have slightly a little bit too low of a total. Again, 141. I'm guessing Vegas is expecting some defense, maybe not a lot of the best shooting numbers out of these two teams, but I still think they can get over this number. A little bit of offense I'm expecting here in Youngstown State and Wright State. Give me the over 141.5 in this one. Here's a prop. I was going to give out Tarleton State, but Jesus, man, their tallest player is 6'6". Just very, very big question marks here, size-wise, out of Tarleton State. Southern Utah has just been abysmal this year, though. 2-8 their last 10. Tarleton on 7-3 run their last 10. Have lost 2 out of the last 3, however. Looking for a bounce-back spot. Yes, I can tell you guys to lay the -6 with Tarleton State, but I actually like going to a Dior Johnson points prop. I'm expecting this thing to get up around 30 because, first off, he's second in the nation in points per game with, 20, almost 24 points per game, 23.5 points per game here for Dior Johnson, this big-time guard out of Tarleton State. You look at his last 3 games, 36, 34, 32 points in these last 3 games. Tarleton, also a top 30 team in the nation in free throws. That helps you cover those -6s late in game. I like Tarleton State, but I really like that prop for Dior Johnson. Again, if we find 25.5, we'll take over in that. All right, next game we got Idaho State. Idaho State playing at the way much faster pace, averaging more points per game, way better shooting numbers, way better rebounding numbers. Oh, yeah, better defensive rating. They have dominated Idaho in recent history. 1-9 in their last 10 is Idaho. Let me repeat that. Idaho is 1-9 in the last 10 meetings versus Idaho State. 2-8 to the number. So Idaho State's dominated this series. Idaho also just against Big Sky opponents. 2-7. Obviously dates back a little bit last year. 2-7 to the number versus Big Sky opponents is Idaho. We are laying a little bit, -3.5 with Idaho State, but that's where I'm looking in that one. All right, zipping right on along. We got 2 more college games, and we's out of here. UT Arlington, Utah Tech. Was expecting Arlington here -6. I'm seeing +1.5. Again, Utah Tech, 2 straight losses. Not really the greatest of team here either. Not a lot of size. Really just 1-6-8 guy, and then you're having to find a bunch of guards that might hustle and grab rebounds. I think UT Arlington dominates the boards. I get it on the road a little bit, but +1.5 money line all over UT Arlington in this one. Sac State, talk about gimmick school, gimmick program. Shaq's a fraud when it comes to being a GM or whatnot for the school. I mean, I'm being a little harsh because he doesn't have much to work with here at this program. When you're having to resort to guys like Prophet Johnson and Mikey Williams, good luck. Obviously, those 2 guys actually probably are the best players on the court in this specific matchup. Just dreadful shooting numbers, though. Go look for yourselves. I think Mikey Williams is shooting 25% from 3. 17 points a game. People might think that's a big deal, but these guys are going to get their numbers regardless. It's like being on the Wizards, for instance. Somebody's going to get 20 points a night on the Wizards. Doesn't necessarily mean they're good. That's kind of how I feel about Sacramento State. You look, 1-9 in their last 10 games. 7 straight losses for Sacramento State. Northern Arizona, not much better. 2-8 in their last 10. 4 straight losses for Northern Arizona. This is the DGen special of the day. And I'll roll with the public because I know the public loves them some Sacramento State. They don't get this one done. They're frauds, just like North Carolina. I can't believe North Carolina dropped that one to Stanford tonight. I get it. Stanford has this kid, Okari or whatever, dropped like 30 tonight. Big-time scorer. He's averaging almost 20-something points a night too. But, again, they hit and miss this offense. They can be reliant on that kid very, very much. Okay, he had a big night. UNC is just very, very fraudulent. That kid that's the number one, Caleb kid, Wilson, not impressed. Not impressed. He can put up as much numbers as he wants, talk about his hit list and all this crap that, he's supposed to be a lottery pick. We'll get this done. We shouldn't have lost money on UNC tonight. That's all I got to say. All right, we're out of here. We'll go to the comments section. No comments, no love for me. So it looks like we're out of here tonight, guys. Peace. Go check out what we have on the site, though. Actually, before I get out of here, let me show you what I have going on. Link in the description here. Check out what we have on the site. Like and subscribe as well. It wasn't that bad of a little bit of action here. 1 second. Let me refresh it. All right. Did those Golden Knights come through? Let me see. Uh-oh. Hopefully they did. I could check my phone, but you betcha they did. And then Sacramento came in. Denver came in. I believe we're waiting on the Nuggets and not Nuggets and Clippers. Wizards and Clippers. Let me check that score real quick before I get on out of here. Wizards and Clippers. I got plus 12.5. It's 117-105, of course. So we're going to probably lose this one. That's just how it's been as of late. Clippers are still very, very fraudulent. I don't care. They're on probably an 11-2 ATS run. Ebbs and flows of this game. I'm ready to see this thing go the other side because, that's how I feel about those Clippers. This one was probably the one that pissed me off the most. Holy crap. North Carolina's trash. I don't care that it was on the road. No, that's just inexcusable. Actually, no, this is the one that's inexcusable. Oh, my God. I say Baba Miller is overrated because, if you look at his numbers before tonight, 9 points, 11 points, 11 points. Give me a break. That just shows you how bad Colorado is. Do not touch this team with a 29,000-foot pole. Colorado's that bad. There's another ugly one here. Auburn. I thought they should have got that done as well. But Xavier, gives us a little something tonight. Let me count this up. What did we go tonight? What did we go? I know we're in the green. Yeah, because last 24 hours, $184. Give me. So we went 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, and we're waiting on Clippers. So, 5-3, waiting on Clippers. Probably going to be 5-4 tonight. 5-4 is what it is. Waiting on a freaking 8-0 day, 7-0 day. It's going to happen. So be on the lookout for that. But best of luck to everybody out there. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful day. Make it a winning one. Peace.